Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly board session. It's Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. It's 9:04. We're in the Senator hearing room at 555 Court Street, Northeast in Salem. As always, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we don't have anybody signed up for public comment, so we're going to jump right into our proclamation. And we're going to consider the approval of a proclamation designating the month of March 2026 as Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Welcome, Karen.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Karen Perkins, and I'm the Division Director for Marion County's Intellectual and Developmental
Never know what someone is going through.
Let's do this again. We're not quite ready for that. March is recognized nationally as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Each year around this time, our IDD program engages in activities to promote respect for and educate others about individuals who experience intellectual and developmental disabilities. We seek to raise awareness about the experiences of people with IDD and about barriers that still sometimes exist as they connect with their communities and access support. I'm here today to share a video featuring self-advocates and family members speaking about what's important to them and what they want their community to hear during IDD Awareness Month. I'm also here to request that you adopt a proclamation recognizing March as Intellectual and Developmental Disability Awareness Month in Marion County. We often mark awareness by sharing facts, programs, or numbers, but awareness doesn't start there. Awareness starts with listening. Today, instead of talking about people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, we're going to hear from them, from the families that walk alongside them every day. This short video centers self-advocates and family members sharing their experiences in their own words. It's a reminder that the most important expertise in our system doesn't come from reports or policies, it comes from lived experiences. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen.
You never know what someone is going through who has a developmental disability or any type of disability.
There have been people who have said, well, you don't look autistic. It's like, yeah, as if it has one look.
Isaac's dad is deaf, and so you think about listening with your ears, and that's not necessarily the case with our family. Listening can be with your eyes, watching for body language. It's not just about, hearing words in one ear and going out the other. It's about it's a person-centered approach, and it's about looking at the person as a whole.
Just talking to me directly instead of going through third-person parties.
So taking the time to slow down, get on their level, listen to them, learn from the people that are with them every day, asking questions, what best meets their need, what's visible, what's not visible, what can we do. Our family members taught us that each kid is different, that kids have needs that we can't always see. We've learned a lot about kids that present with different invisible disabilities, so a lot of times their disabilities aren't as visible.
Support is a beautiful thing. I think that as parents it's really hard to admit that you need that support, but that's important because it helps your kids be able to do more things.
It's nice having people there to help you, and I feel real bad for people that don't have that.
Just because someone has a disability doesn't mean they don't have skills that they can't provide out in the community.
I have done a good job volunteering with Heather, who was my favorite job coach because she was so funny.
Don't judge people by their disability, go by their skill. They will surprise you. I am really good at advocating for myself, so I will speak up if I don't like something. My service coordinator or all my friends, they hear me, they understand me. I feel like I'm being heard.
Patience is key. You gotta learn about the person and what they need first. because you don't want to just assume. Assuming is the worst thing you can do. Treat me like you would anyone else while respecting the fact that I have certain needs.
Our population is here to stay, and you're either coming along for the ride and you're enjoying it, or you're not. And I feel really sad for those people who aren't enjoying the ride.
Great job. That was a great video. I recognized that background.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes, it's here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you for taking the time to listen today. The voices that you just heard reflect real lives, real families, and real experiences here in Marion County. Sharing those stories takes courage, and listening to them matters. So thank you. Before we move on to the proclamation, we'd like to recognize someone who was featured in the video, if that's all right. During filming, Justin shared something that really stuck with us. He told us that one of his dreams is to work in law enforcement and serve his community. That's a wonderful goal, and we wanted to recognize that in a special way today. Our Marion County Sheriff, Nick Hunter, has something he'd like to say to Justin. Justin, would you mind coming up?
Sorry, it takes me a while to get up.
Don't apologize. You did great.
Would you rather stand?
I can sit.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sheriff Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Just recognize the jersey that he has on this morning. Just wanted you to notice that.
Colors on this morning?
Yep, you got the right colors on.
Well, I'm also an Oregon Duck fan.
Well, we don't care about that.
Hold on. I got to get on the record real quick, Justin. So Nick Hunter, Marion County Sheriff. And I think we especially like those colors today because there was a baseball game played yesterday, the first one of the season, and Oregon State took that 10-6. So Oregon unfortunately took the loss yesterday. Very sorry. Sorry to have to report that.
We always bounce back, so.
Commissioners, I'm here this morning to sort of support and help this proclamation. And it was also brought to my attention through the video that Justin has a desire to be a police officer. And that was brought to my attention. We loved that. If I could get more people with the heart that I've seen out of Justin and that desire, the law enforcement profession would be a better profession if we could just get people that have that heart and desire to come be part of us. So what we wanted to do was be able to do something sort of special for Justin. And so if you all are all right with it, I'm going to come to the front.
Please. Come on down.
I'm surprised.
All right, Justin. So here's what we decided that we thought would be perfect for you. How would you like to be a honorary deputy for the day?
What?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swear you in as an honorary deputy, and then in this room, back here in the corner, is Deputy Dave Dietz. So Dave is actually our training coordinator as far as the deputies training goes. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swear you in, and then once I swear you in, we're going to let you go ride around with Dave for a little while and actually experience the patrol vehicle and go on patrol.
Thank you!
So I don't know what is easier for you, and if you want to stay right there, you can just stay right there and we can do it this way.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, raise your right hand, and then you're going to repeat after me.
Okay.
And I state your name.
Justin Smith.
Justin Smith. Promise
I promise
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and honorably
and honorably
perform the duties of Marion County Special Deputy for the day. Outstanding.
Wow.
I'm going to have you. Can you sign this?
Sure.
I got a pen for you. Here, I'm going to bring it all the way to you.
I can only print. I can't write in cursive.
Whatever works best for you here.
Oh, okay.
I got these. You know what? That would be wonderful. We're gonna
Thank you
assist
so
all of you.
much.
So if you want to sign your name right there. That is outstanding.
Thank you.
Let you have these. Now I'm going to make this official. And then this will slide right in here to go with you.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it could go in.
Sadie made this look a lot easier. Oh, there it goes. And then to go with this, Justin, we have your honorary coin, which is my office coin. So that'll go with you, and your honorary patch, so that you can keep these, oops, there's that table moving, with you at all times to remember this day. And from me, thank you. We need more people that want to be involved in public safety and have this passion to be involved in public safety. So I think it's very, very honorable that this is what you want to do, and this is the least we can do to kind of give you this experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow.
May I speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
About the reason why I want to be a police officer. To me, it's not just about arresting people and putting them away and getting them off the street. It's also about getting the people help. So after, because I don't know if a lot of officers would do this after they arrest people that they go after, but I'm wondering if they would also want to speak to the person that actually knows that they need help and actually want to get the help that they need. So that's what I would want to do with an inmate and say, I would say to the person, I know that you admit what you're doing is wrong, but if you take this as a lesson today, would you want to go get help? If he said yes, I would give him the resources that they need and take him there.
I think
Amen.
you just showed exactly why the sheriff just swore you in. You're exactly the kind of person that we like to hire at Marion County.
Yes.
Outstanding.
We have a proclamation here. Would you guys be willing to stay here? Because I'm like desperate to get a picture with our newest deputy, but we got to do this proclamation first. Is that okay?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I will make a motion to approve a proclamation designating the month of March 2026 as Intellectual and Development Disabilities Awareness Month in Marion County.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
And in a matter of proclaiming the month of March 26 as Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Marion County, a proclamation. This matter came before the Marion County Board of Commissioners in its regularly scheduled public meeting on March 4th, 2026. Whereas no fewer than 3,800 residents of Marion County live with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and whereas Marion County acknowledges individuals who experience intellectual and developmental disabilities are active and valid members of its community, and whereas Marion County acknowledges the role of the community to engage and support the health, safety, prosperity, and success of every citizen, including individuals who experience intellectual and developmental disabilities, and
whereas Marion County strives to support safe and healthy opportunities for individuals who experience intellectual and developmental disabilities. to engage with and access their communities. And whereas Marion County believes work is a fundamental part of life, and therefore individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities should be included in opportunities to participate in the local workforce. And whereas Marion County invites and challenges its community to develop and promote accessible and affordable housing opportunities for employment and community engagement, inclusive and accessible recreational activities, and promote access to health services for people who experience intellectual and developmental disabilities, so they may live in a world of choice and possibility. Now, therefore, it is hereby proclaimed that the month of March 2026 is Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Marion County, dated at Salem, Oregon, this 4th day of March 2026. Okay. Thank you. Is it okay if we take a picture with you?
Yes,
All right.
I'm very photogenic. So
I know
love
you
getting
are.
that.
I've noticed that about you.
You want to stand up and take it with the,
Sure.
need some help?
I got this.
Okay.
Ooh, there we go.
Go right there next to Commissioner Cameron.
Why don't you get, since you've got the work.
Okay. You guys ready? Right here. 3, 2, 1. 2 more real quick. Good, thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Justin, this is special. I've never got to be a deputy.
Still don't, Sheriff. Still don't have it. Wow.
Have fun on your vitals.
I will, thank you.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for making that happen. That video was really cool. Justin, you did great. That was really
What
something.
did you say your name was?
Nick Hunter.
Nick Hunter. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Deputy, keep it under 100 miles an hour, okay? Oh, my gosh.
Ryan, thank you for your team. This is very cool. Yeah, very cool. Good job, everybody.
Good job.
Okay, Commissioner.
Okay.
We do have work to do.
Yeah, we
It's
do.
not just all fun.
Mr. Chair, if you're ready, I'll go ahead and move the consent calendar, which there's some fun in here. All right, approve an order, first under Board of Commissioners, approve an order to adopt Marion County Administrative Policy 215 and Administrative Procedure 215A, Communications Review and Approval. Under Board of Commissioners, approve Amendment Number 2 to the Memorandum of Understanding with the Marion County Public Works to close out the funding agreement for the American Rescue Plan Act for Brooks Community Service District wastewater project and transfer $218,539.07 in unspent ARPA funds back to the Marion County Board of Commissioners for reallocating for other ARPA projects. Item number 4, under the Board of Commissioners, approve Amendment Number 2 to the Memorandum of Understanding with the Marion County Public Works to add reallocated American Rescue ARPA funds in the amount of $218,539.07 for a new total $14,556,539.07 for the Brooks Community Service District Drinking Water Improvements Project through December 31st, 2026. Under Finance, approve an order to readopt Marion County Administrative Policy 496 and Administrative Procedure 496A, Investment in Public Funds. Under Health and Human Services, approve an order to update the Marion County Health and Human Services fee schedule for outpatient behavioral health services, addiction treatment services, and public health programs stated in Attachment A. under Human Resources, forward to the 26-27 Marion County Budget Committee the 2026 elected officials compensation recommendations. Under Public Works, receive notice of the hearings officer's decision denying administrative review, case number 25-026, Denise Burnham. Under Public Works, schedule final consideration to adopt an administrative ordinance on March 11, 2026 for the zone change case number 25-002 Creative Electric LLC. Also under Public Works, approve a communications site lease agreement with Weyerhaeuser Timber Holdings, Inc. in the amount of $396,393 to develop a new public safety radio communication system utilized by first responders on warehouse land known as the Anderson Pierce Wonderly site for the Marion County Radio Project, retroactive to August 1st, 2025 through August 1st, 2044. That was August 1st, 2044. Under the Sheriff's Office, approve a purchase order with Henry Schein, Inc. in not to exceed amount of $309,600 for the purchase of Bridex Bricks Addy how do you say that one? Continuations?
Subcutaneous, I think.
Subcutaneous injections. I should have asked the commander when he was presenting. To provide treatment to adults in custody with an opioid disorder.
And I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Okay, next up, we're going to consider Fair Board appointment. We're going to consider an approval of an order appointing Jeff Simmons as a key volunteer, I guess not a Fair Board, key volunteer to the Fair Board with a term ending December 31st, 2029. Come on down, gentlemen.
Pleasure to meet you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Morning, Commissioners. Chip Bury with the Community and Economic Development Office. As you said, we're here to go ahead and recommend that Jeff Simons be a key volunteer with the Marion County Board. Marion County Board has 7 members, all volunteers, and they also go ahead and bring on other key volunteers to go ahead and complement that board. Jeff will be one of those. I think before I hand it back to you, it's just a shout out for the Marion County Fair, which will be July 9th through the 12th this year. Look forward to seeing everybody there. So,
fabulous. Jeff, tell us about yourself and your interest in the fair.
Okay. Well, I retired about 5 years ago, born and raised in LA. Spent 25 years in the hospitality business, hotels, management and different operations. When I got up here, my daughter and her kids and all that live here, so I moved up here for family. Then I had time, so I started volunteering. So the first thing I did was I volunteered at the Marion County dog shelter, So I was out there walking the puppies and doing all that, and then I broke my ankle. So, but then there was the fair, and I noticed they needed volunteers, so I had signed up for that. So every subsequent year after that, I've been a volunteer at the fair.
Oh, great.
And that, which is, I really enjoy. And then this position came up. I'm like, yeah, maybe, there's something I might be able to offer from the past. So really
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
We're very proud of our fair. We think it's the best fair. And obviously, it's just a really fun family event. So thank you for making that happen. Because it's a volunteer-run event. It's a volunteer-led event. And it's really a credit to the people of this community that they give their time to make it happen. So.
Yeah, I look forward every year, After I plan my schedule around it so I'm available and I do all that and can't wait and get there when it starts and leave when it's over. So.
Yeah, God bless you. And it's a lot of work. I know it is. So.
Do you go to the dairy barn when you're there?
Yeah.
That's my favorite spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Jeff,
the ice cream.
Yeah, right, exactly. So Jeff, you said you were in the hospitality industry in Southern California.
Yes.
Where did you work?
Well, actually, I worked for a couple of companies in that. I managed hotels, not just in California, but across the country.
Oh, wow.
I had a niche that I did. I'm the guy that went in there and would do change of management, reflag a property like Marriott to a Holiday Inn, or set it for a sale, things like that. So underperforming properties, kind of turn them around. Actually, just before I came up here, I was on the board, the Chamber of Commerce for Burbank Tourism.
Okay.
So I was on that board there, and so I kind of had service. And then when I got here, I was finding something else that I could apply to. And but yeah, so my job was mainly in hospitality. I started in restaurants and delis, and went back to school, got a degree, ended up managing hotels, and then, you know, the rest of it was just, and my last property was the Ramada at Burbank Airport, where we won Best Ramada for 2020, which was then when I retired. Got to go out on top.
Got to go out on top.
Got to go out on top.
So that's my background too, is the hospitality industry. In fact, you probably are familiar with Coco's down there. If you started in the restaurant business, that's where I started when I was 16 down there in Southern California. So you are volunteering. That's like a vacation compared to running hotels.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get into the hotel business because that's like 24/7 all the time. Yeah.
I kind of got sucked into it, honestly. When I was working in the restaurants, I thought, okay, restaurant management. So there was a college of hospitality management. I went there for the food program, the F&B program. Well, you know, if you take a couple more classes, you can manage like hotels and that. I'm like, okay, sure, man. You know, so I went through that. I ended up, you know, graduating with honors, and then I became a certified hotel administrator, which is like the certification the hotel industry gives you when you reach the pinnacle up there.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of fun. But I just started out working at a deli, and one thing led to another. You know how it is. And then
good. Well, good. We're so happy to have you as a key volunteer, and most of our board members start or come through the ranks, key volunteers. They end up being a very productive board member for us, and so thank you for doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll look forward to seeing you out at the fair this summer. Yeah. Now, do the key volunteers attend the board meetings too?
That's correct.
So it's almost like a training. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I'll be back here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. They have the night meetings.
That's it.
Well, Commissioner, Mr. Chair, if you're ready, I will move that we approve an order appointing Jeff Simmons as key volunteer to the Marion County Fair Board with a term ending December 31st, 2029.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Okay, next we're going to consider approval of an order appointing Hunter McClure as an at-large member to the Marion County Parks Commission for the term ending December 31st, 2029. And we're going to consider orders appointing Alton Hoover as chair and Tabitha Henriksen as vice chair to the Parks Commission with terms ending March 4th, 2028.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, here with 3 appointments for our Parks Commission. For the first.
Just go ahead and introduce yourself for the record.
You're right, I apologize. Kevin Thompson, Marion County Park Supervisor. And yes, here for 3 appointments for our Parks Commission. Joining me for the first is Mr. Hunter McClure. He has shown interest in filling one of our 2 vacancies that we have on our Parks Commission. Per our bylaws, he has already gone through and attended a couple of meetings, gone through the application and the interview process, and the Parks Commission in January did vote with the recommendation to appoint Mr. McClure to this position. And so with that, we're here today to bring for your approval.
Fabulous. Hunter, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, for the record, Hunter McClure. I don't know if I have to do that, but so
You
I
already know how to do this,
yeah.
He does it better than I do, obviously.
He learns fast.
Yeah, I was an IT auditor in Montana before moving here a year and a half ago with my wife Morgan, and so we, like I said, moved here a year and a half ago and wanted to learn more about how the county works and just where my new home is, and how I like to do that is just get involved in things. And I live near a park, Santana Village Park, and I volunteer there and have done some work there. And so that led me to the Parks Commission. But yeah, I just really wanted to learn about Marion County and help out the parks and just kind of see what's out there.
Right. That Santana Village Park is a real community park, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
Have you ever lived in a place like that before?
I have not. It's a new experience. It's interesting, and yeah, I'll say it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's fun for me. There's different parts of Marion County that are like this, where like the community really takes responsibility for a certain part of the county and says, this is important to us, we care about it, and Santana Village Park is one of those places.
Yeah, and that's actually what I was talking about with Kevin here earlier, was looking at the other parks and seeing if we can kind of build that community ownership of the various parks and what we can do to help out in these other areas as well. So.
Yeah.
So you've attended a couple of meetings already, so you're aware of the challenges we have from the wildfires on restoration of the park. So we've been putting a lot of attention towards that. Kevin's been working hard himself and with the resources that we have. So it was great to hear this week that they're going to start paving, well, as soon as we can approve the contract, up at Salmon Falls. So that'll be open this year.
Yep, absolutely.
We're sort of slowly but surely, I want to say slowly but surely, but we're like speeding rabbits compared to the U.S. Forest Service and BLM and how we're getting things open. But here we are 5 years, almost, it'll be 6 years this September since the wildfires. And the community parks in the area are a really important asset for our residents that live within the urban growth boundary and those parks that are just a few miles out. But the getting out with your wife for the weekend or for whatever, getting up to those canyon parks is going to be really important. So it's glad you're wanting to do this. Yeah. Did you say you're from Montana? Moved here?
Yep.
Whereabouts in Montana?
Helena, the capital. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah. I was working for the state up there, right out of college for about 7 years, and then we decided it was time to get out of there because we had been there our whole lives, and through some calculus, we ended up here in Salem, and I've loved it so far. Yeah.
Do you have connections here, or no? You just kind of picked a spot on the map.
We just picked a spot, and where a job was, where we could afford, and just where she's from the East Coast. My folks live in California, so we're like maybe not too close, but
yeah.
There's a lot of Montana folks out up the canyon way. There's some sort of connection there. I've never been able to put my finger on it. They're not related, but somehow folks from Montana find their way.
Yeah. Did you ever see Kevin Costner come through the Capitol?
Yeah, I actually had to go work from home that day because it was so busy.
They were filming?
There's a couple, 2 times that happened, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's hilarious. Okay.
All right.
I'll take a motion, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve an order appointing Hunter McClure as an at-large member to the Marion County Parks Commission with a term ending December 31st, 2029, and orders appointing Alton Hoover as chair and Tabitha Henderson as vice chair to the Parks Commission with terms ending March 4, 2028.
I second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Hunter. Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Look forward to working with you.
Okay, see Shane heading this way. We're going to consider approval of amendment number 6 to the standard professional services contract with Keller Associates to add American Rescue Plan Act funding in the amount of $807,343 for a new not-to-exceed contract total of $3,205,172 to provide additional construction engineering services for the ARPA Brooks Hot Mirror Drinking Water Improvement Project through December 31st, 2026. Wow, that was a mouthful.
Yeah. Shane Addison, Marion County Public Works. Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm here to bring Amendment 6 of our contract, PW 5182-22 with Keller Associates Incorporated for our ARPA Brooks Water Project. And so this Amendment 6 will add $807,343 to the existing contract for essentially construction services that we are going to need here to finish out the project. And so the construction and services include reviewing submittals and RFIs for the project, permit compliance, inspection, including geotechnical observations that we need, as well as oversight documentation. It also includes the designing of the SCADA program and control panel so that our operators will be able to operate the system once it's complete. And it'll also include integration of that SCADA system, as well as training, operation manuals, and all the kind of things that we need to be set up for success once the project's done.
Fabulous.
So I guess with that, any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Shane, when do we expect, I know we have to get the ARPA money done by December 31st. When do we expect to actually have water in the tank flowing through the pipes?
Yeah,
in this project?
I think they want to start filling the tank if everything goes well sometime in July or August.
Oh.
And so that doesn't necessarily mean the system will be fully operational, but they'll start filling the tank and they can start running tests and testing the SCADA systems and that kind of stuff. I think they anticipate to be fully operational sometime in October, and they'll be kind of finishing up the project then.
Great.
Yeah, so by the end of the year, we should have a whole new system up and operational.
Our hats off are to you guys at Public Works and all these projects that you've been working on that, to invest in our kids' future, right? I mean, we decided that we wanted this ARPA money to go into infrastructure that would be here for our grandkids, my grandkids, because it's a lot of borrowed money.
Borrowing the money. Since they're going to have to pay it back, they should at least get the
Somebody's
benefit
going to have
of
to pay it back, yeah. But thank you for all the work that you've been involved with so many of these projects, and I know there's a lot of people in Public Works that continue to work extra hours to get these things done within the time frame. So thank you.
Have you guys tallied up how much money and projects you guys are going to get done this year? It's a big number.
As far as ARPA money?
Well, just all of it.
Oh, all of it. I'm not sure exactly the dollar
It's
amount.
got to be close to $200 million, right? I mean,
I asked Tony to try to put that together.
Yeah.
I think there may be a spreadsheet upstairs that will show that. I was trying to get that done for.
Because there's the ARPA money, and then there's the sewer system.
And then there's road money.
I mean, it's a
all
really, there's been a huge sort of public investment in our county in the last 4 or 5 years. So.
Yeah.
Matt, we're glad to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Glad you're here.
All right,
Ready?
I'll take a motion if you're ready.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve Amendment Number 6 of the Standard Professional Service Contract with Keller Associates, Inc. to add American Rescue Plan Act funding in the amount of $807,343 for a new not-to-exceed contract total of $3,205,172 to provide additional construction engineering services for the ARPA project Brooks Hot Mirror Drinking Water Improvement Project through December 31st, 2026.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Thanks, Shane. Okay, come on down, Ryan. We're going to now consider approval amendment number 1 to the incoming funds supplemental project agreement with the Oregon Department of Transportation to add federal funding in the amount of $6,249,999.58 for right-of-way services, language updates, and construction for a new agreement total of $6,967,839.58 through November 18th, 2031, and a resolution authorizing acquisition and eminent domain of certain real properties for the State Street, 4106 State Street to 46th Avenue Improvement Project. Welcome.
Good morning. For the record, Ryan Crother, Marion County Public Works. And since Shane was already up here, I asked him to stay. He's actually the professional engineer and charge of designing and leading this project. When I come present these, we always have a professional engineer back in the office doing all the work to make sure it happens. So since he's here, he'll stay up and he'll
We'll ask
answer
him
any
all
other
the hard
questions. So as you said, we're talking about our State Street project and the supplemental agreement with ODOT Amendment 1. So the project's located on State Street in East Salem. It starts around the yard and goes to 46th Avenue. You can see here on the map, it's a fairly substantial project on State Street. So here's the existing conditions. As you can see, we've got no sidewalks. It's just 2 lanes. And you can even see in the lower picture somebody walking down the edge of the road. Our project scope, this hasn't changed with this amendment, but we wanted to go over it for those who weren't aware. We're going to widen State Street to the south as required to provide a 6-foot bike lane. One thing I realized I didn't write down was that we're also going to add a 12-foot turn lane for the entirety of the project. You can see in the schematic at the bottom what that will look like. That'll give the capacity for people who are turning left to get out of that through lane. We're going to construct any missing sections of sidewalk on the south side only of State Street, so we're only putting sidewalks in on one side of the street. We're going to replace any non-compliant ADA ramps, install and relocate pedestrian crossings, so those are those rectangular rapid flashing beacons that you see. You can push the button and it'll get cars to stop. And then we also construct stormwater conveyance and treatment like we do with all of our urban widening projects. The Amendment 1 scope, this really just adds the construction phase funding. We were funded to start design and right-of-way through SCATs in what's called the STIP cycle last time. We had not received the construction funding at that time, so this amendment adds the funding we were awarded. And it also adds the right-of-way phase language that's required and a resolution that ODOT requires before we can start negotiating and acquiring that right-of-way. And so these are just the requirements of ODOT, and so once we get this, we'll be able to go forward, do our appraisals, and start talking to property owners. All right, project budget and schedule. You can see previously we had estimated the project around $800,000 just to start PE and right-of-way. We are now going to add money and we'll have just under $7 million in federal funding for a total project estimate of just over $9 million. The schedule is to begin, or we've begun design, and we will finish that in 2027, start acquiring right-of-way in 2026, and go to construction in 2028. And with that, do you have any questions?
No questions, but a statement. If you want to put back up the diagram of what you're actually doing, right there. Yep. Yeah. I just want to note for the record, Mr. Chair, we're adding a lane.
Yeah, good.
We're adding a lane.
Have you talked to Salem about this?
Yeah. I want to make sure everybody knows that we're adding a lane, which will help traffic, while Salem is taking out a lane on State Street. So don't get me started. But
don't you feel like there's
just so you know, we're not on a lane diet here. We're actually want people to move cars, and we understand that people are still going to be in their cars for a long time, especially on a rainy day like today. You know, people are going to have to get from one place to the next place. And just for the record, I want to say it one more time. We're adding a lane. Thank you. Good job.
You heard it here first.
And this will help traffic move. I mean, this is what State Street will look like all the way out there based on when they take their lanes down. But from 46th on, did that get improved with the construction of that block?
There is a missing section between 46 and the East Park
yeah, that's what I was thinking. How long of a section is it still missing?
I think it's about 500 feet from the end of our taper to the city of Salem boundary. Our taper is a couple hundred feet too, so I mean it's not a huge section, but.
And did they build sidewalks all the way to the city of Salem boundary?
Yeah, there's sidewalks all the way to the city of Salem boundary, and then we'll be stopping.
Yeah, from Corden in, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to build sidewalks from. Is this from Lancaster or
yeah.
from the yard? So almost to Lancaster, right?
Yeah, there's existing sidewalks that go to Lancaster
okay, so,
that'll remain in place. Yeah.
So between the city of Salem and where 46th ends, there's still going to be a gap.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, and I think we applied for all the money we could through SCATs, and we got as far as we possibly could. But, you know.
How much more do we need to fill that gap? Do we know?
I don't. We have applied for it with other grant opportunities. We're looking for a way to fill that grant or gap through other funding that's available. We could find that and send you kind of what we saw. I believe we may have applied for it during the last round of SCATS applications, but I'd have to look.
Is the design done? Is everything,
No.
we didn't use any of this money to do that, huh?
No.
It'd be nice to be able to complete that project.
Yeah. One other thing is that I wanted to mention, we are building our sidewalks on the south side of State Street, whereas the development built them on the north side of State Street. So we do also have to include some way of getting those pedestrians across the road with an enhanced crossing, or I would defer to our traffic group on that. They really work with us to figure out how to do that.
That's right.
If we find more money, should we offer it to Salem to bring the lane back? Should we?
Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I would like to complete this project to the city of Salem. It's interesting that we're talking, this is county, but yet you go out a little bit further. This is where it gets messy over there. I mean, east of this project is city.
Right.
But it would be, and you know, the citizens don't know. They don't, I mean, they really don't care what road they're driving. They want to just drive on good roads, and it'd be nice to figure that out with, gosh, okay.
In general,
thank you.
I love our system of government. And if there was a less efficient way to build roads, I'd be open to hearing it, because I think you need to have 4 jurisdictions agree to every road that ever gets built anywhere in America thing is kind of wild. That's a fascinating.
Good job. We'll be looking forward to seeing this one get done. It's not too far away, 28.
Yeah. All right. I will take a motion, Commissioner Cameron.
All right, I've blabbed enough about it. All right, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve amendment number 1 to incoming funds supplemental project with the Oregon Department of Transportation to add federal funding in the amount of $6,249,999.58 for right-of-way services, language updates, and construction for a new agreement total of $6,967,839.58 through November 18, 2031, November 18, 2031, and a resolution authorizing acquisition and eminent domain of certain real properties for the State Street 4106 State Street to 46th Avenue Improvement Project.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Just the statement of the eminent domain is only used if we have to.
Right.
Just, I know that's in there, so I want people not to think we're going out there and taking people's property.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm going to now recess us as a Board of Commissioners and convene us as a Contract Review Board. And we are going to consider approval of an order granting an exemption from the Marion County Public Contracting Rules to reinstate an expired intergovernmental agreement between Marion County and the Oregon Department of Human Services as referenced in Exhibit A. Tell us all about Exhibit A.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, I'm Sandra Fixon, Contracts Compliance Analyst in the Finance Department. Marion County Juvenile Department is seeking an exemption from Marion County Procurement Contracting Rules, Section 10-0570, reinstatement of expired contracts. Section 1B requires that a written request for reinstatement be presented within 90 days after expiration of the original contract. Due to the delay of the State of Oregon in receiving Amendment 3 to the Intergovernmental Agreement 172632 with Oregon Department of Human Services, the department seeks an exemption to allow the contract to be reinstated in full force and effect 155 days after expiration, as if it has never expired. Do you have any questions for me before I pass it to Troy?
Is your first time?
Second.
Second time?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a pro.
Yeah. I might have missed the first one.
You did.
I wasn't here? Yeah. All right.
Troy?
Troy
Thank
Gregg,
you.
Marion County Juvenile Director. I think both of those times she was doing this on behalf of the juvenile department.
So you're the problem.
Something's wrong.
They were both state contracts, so if you want to.
There's some common thread here, juvenile and state.
Yes. I don't know if you need anything from me before action. If you have any additional questions, this is for the Title IV dollars that's processed through. I will explain that in detail once we get to action.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the
Okay.
exemption. Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve an order granting an exemption from the Marion County Public Contract rules to reinstate an expired intergovernmental agreement between Marion County and the Oregon Department of Human Services as referenced in Exhibit A.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. I'm now going to adjourn our contract review board meeting and reconvene as Board of Commissioners. And we are going to consider approval of amendment number 3 to reinstate the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Human Services to add $1,350,000 for a new not to exceed IGA total of $2,700,000 for Title IV reimbursements. Tell us about this, Troy. What is this going to do?
As we discussed in management update, these dollars are reimbursement services that we get through federal reimbursement dollars. It's basically ultimately kids that get in GAP that qualify for it, and then we do various services. We have random moments that we have to do throughout, and then there's a formula that is very super complicated that's really not worth diving into every detail of the whole piece of it, but it helps reimburse us and help support those programs, the GAP program, as well as dollars to kind of support some admin services charges and those as well. So if this is us just kind of adding a lane at the juvenile department, adding a lane, may I repeat that piece?
Moving things.
You're not doing a road diet at the juvenile department? Is that what you're saying?
No road diet on this
No
one.
road
Sorry.
diet. You're trying to increase and improve services to the people that you serve, huh?
We absolutely are. And like I said, really this is just reimbursement for services that we already do. So it's not like we're adding additional services to create the reimbursement piece of the whole thing. It's just we have to go through a process obviously to be able to make it happen and get the reimbursement from the federal, but it's not adding additional things other than us identifying random moments when we're actually of what type of work we're actually doing at that point in time. So,
How long have we received this grant? Years and years and
it's
years,
been
decades?
well past my time frame in 2017. So I think, actually probably wasn't too much past that, probably within 5 years of that. So probably around 2012, I would imagine, is when this came into being. So.
And this primarily supports our GAP program?
Yeah, we also were able to use those dollars to do some different things as well. Historically, we've added a couple counselors and did the family program support, and so just various different things that we've utilized for it. So,
okay.
And once we're done with this, before you close the session, there is a comment I want to make about something else.
Okay.
Outside of this.
Oh, well, maybe we should close it before he makes his comment.
Why don't we approve this and we'll leave him up there to make his comment.
I'd be happy to do that, Mr. Chair. I'll move that we approve amendment number 3 to reinstate the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Human Services and add $1,350,000 for a new not to exceed IGA total of $2,700,000 for Title 4E reimbursements allocated to pay for 2.5 full-time equivalent FTE employees and administrative costs retroactive September 30th, 2025 through September 30th, 2027.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, and now our fine juvenile director has requested additional time to make comment.
So is this a public comment?
You know, I want everybody to know the exciting news that I have with regards to it. We had discussed this several weeks ago. My daughter's basketball team, varsity basketball team, made the state playoffs.
Big deal.
Final one, so they are going in at the 4th seed. heading over. They are heading over as we speak. First time in school history that they've made it this far
Ever.
into it. Ever.
Ooh, ever.
What school?
Cross Hill Christian School.
Cross Hill Christian. Wow.
So we're excited, heading down to Pendleton to watch the game starting tomorrow, and hopefully and anticipating great results for them.
Who are they playing in the first round?
They play first round. They play Oakland, coastal area.
All right, we're not for that team then. We can't be supporting.
Oakland's down off of, isn't Oakland down off of I-5? Yeah.
Importantly,
I remember
not-
a little radiator in the city, big city of Oakland.
Importantly,
one time.
not Marion County though.
Huh?
Not Marion County.
Okay, I get it.
I mean-
And then your daughter's school, is that the one out off of Enchanted?
Yep.
Okay.
Right on Enchanted Way.
That's
Church on the
fabulous.
hills right there. So.
Yeah.
What division are they in?
They're in 2A.
2A.
So this is a 2A division. So.
Okay.
And they just moved up from that about 2 years ago. So this is the first time in 2A. They won the league a week and a half ago, and then unfortunately treated Hebner poorly as they came to play us. They won that one 57 to 13.
There's no
So-
mercy rule in 2A basketball?
No.
So,
that's only in baseball.
I'm in Staten, and the Regis community's pretty excited. They're
They should
also
be.
going there, so there could be an uncomfortable game coming up here for the Marion County faithful. Is that what you're telling me?
There very well could be. Regis,
Are they in the same
They're
division?
also 2A.
Yeah,
2A?
Regis is number one in the bracket. Heading through, we will play them second game.
If you win tomorrow, then the clash happens.
And I will give props to Regis in the sense that the state title will have to go through Regis this year, so you have to beat them in order to win it.
Is that right? They're seated pretty.
They are, yeah. They're a very strong, solid team, and so, but we look forward to doing it, and honestly, we can. So.
I would love it if, because the problem is it's not the championship though, right? Because the way the bracket.
It's semifinal. Yeah.
Who do we talk to get that reoriented? I want an all Marion County final in every single sport.
Right. Yeah. OSAA, I think, is where you have to go with, and maybe the refs that are covering the games previously.
Yeah, you think I should talk to the refs?
Yeah.
There might be some controversy about that. I just would love it if everyone knew the only way you got to go to the state championship in any sport was you had to be a Marion County.
Well, let's make that argument that you have to go through Marion County one way or the other.
That's
because
it.
If you got to beat Cross Hill or Regis.
Or
in order to
Regis,
get
that's
there.
it. Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck. I will be happy if Cross Hill wins. I'll also be happy if Regis wins. So long as it's a Marion County team.
There you go. Well, I think there's a really good shot at that.
Well, congratulations. That's, I mean, first time ever in the
First
history
time
of the
ever.
school.
And she's a freshman this year, so it's great.
Wow,
And she
how
played
fun is
varsity.
that?
She is, yes.
She must have got that skill from Debbie.
Wow.
Debbie was softball. I, 100 pounds ago, was basketball. Actually, okay.
100 pounds ago.
Did you ever get to coach one of her teams growing up?
I have, yep.
Isn't that such a
coached her
fun
since,
thing?
Kindergarten up through 6th grade. So.
That's so awesome. I was the bad assistant coach to my girls' recreational soccer team one year, and it was so fun. It was like the best thing that I got to do. I just think it's like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like when you're younger, you don't know how much fun it's going to be to coach your kids' sports teams. You know. Really.
Yeah, I got to coach my daughter's softball 14-year-olds, and I'll never forget, it was one of those things where they kind of hooked me into coach and I'd played baseball, and Dad was a coach, Grandpa was a coach. They hooked me into coach.
Yeah.
And our team won the league, and so then I got to coach the All-Star team, right? And we were out at Cascade for the All-Star District 7 tournament. We lose the first game, and I remember, you know how you always go out to the field and you talk to the kids, and the parents are all sitting out there listening. And I said, you know what, ladies, this one was on me, because I was still thinking we're supposed to play everybody, but the rules are different when you get to the All-Star, when you're playing to win, right? And some of you may not play tomorrow, and we're going to play the way we should play to win, because a couple girls ran through stop signs, and so we had lost to the team from Mill City, Cascade, I think is what they were called, in Little League. Huh? St. Anne? Yeah. We lost in the first. We went through the losers bracket, came back and beat them twice to go to state.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It was so much fun.
That's pretty cool.
It was so much fun. And my dad was coaching with me, and we just had a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a special
And
time.
there was a time, you know, the girls would get all flustered, you know, the pitchers, you know, they're 14 and they'd get all flustered. And I always came, when I came out, they didn't want to see me because I always would say this. I'd say, hey, what did the fish say when it hit the concrete? Damn. A stupid joke, right? And they go, get away here, coach. Get your mind off of what they were thinking, right?
The beginning of dad jokes. Thank you.
That's it.
Dad jokes. Yeah.
When Matt showed up in the office, you're like, finally, my people are here. We can just dad joke all day.
What was the one I said yesterday? I can't remember. But he looked at me and said that was a good one.
Yeah, he was proud of you. You know, like in our office, if you get Matt's approval, you know you've made it in the dad joke meter. He's like a professional dad joker. Yeah, super solid. I never thought that I would admire someone for their dad joke ability, but here I am. Wow. Serious skill.
Wow.
Serious skill.
On the record. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations
great.
and good luck. Good luck. All right. Anything else, Commissioner Cameron?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, with that, we are adjourned.